Yo, what is up? We are in the T55-A, the third reward tank for your personal missions. I'm in a platoon with some buddies, also in a T55-A and in a Backchat AP Tier 9. Now, if you're not familiar with this tank, again, it's one of the mission reward tanks, a T55-A. It's very similar to a T54. If you have a Soviet medium tank, like a T34-85, it's basically a larger version of that. And the thing about this T55-A is it has 201 penetration on the AP shells, which equals not very good. You can actually bounce tier 7 tanks. And I think I'm going to bounce this T44 or something. But anyway, if you're playing this tank, you're going to be using a lot of heat because you need the heat to reliably pen your enemies. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is actually a Soviet tank with a German badge on it, which means it actually takes German crew instead of your Soviet crew. So you can put in your E50, E50M crew or your Panther crew in it. Any kind of German medium tank crew will go into this tank. But the camo and stuff is going to come from your Russian inventory. So your extra camo and all that, you're gonna take it off from your Russian your Russian stock, I guess. Your camo stuff. Anyway, it plays very similar to a T54, a T44, a T43, Tier 7. If you have one of those, you basically have the same thing. And I've had this tank for over a year now, and I've played it for maybe 5 times, I think. Because, to be honest with you, I don't have a need to play it because I already have the T54 and I have the Object 140. I have a lot of medium tanks and they're all very similar. This thing does not do anything special. For example, it doesn't earn extra credits like paid premium tanks do. Like if you bought a premium T44 100R or something like that, it doesn't make extra credits like they do. This just runs like a normal tank. Now we have the Object 268 version 4. This is the nerfed version of the V4 from patch 1.0.2. So he is not going to be as deadly as he used to be. Although we are caught in a bit of a pickle here. We do have this V4 in a bit of a crossfire. We have the 3 of us. He needs to either look right or look left, and he can't really take on all 3 of us at the same time, which is essential on our part. We need to keep that guy at bay because even though he's not as potent or as deadly as he used to be, he's still a very OP, very much an OP tank. It's got great armor. And if my friend wasn't on the left side of me, the other T55-A, that V4 would have easily rushed me and would have finished me off quite easily. So it was important that we kept my friend at T55-A alive. Even though he's a one-shotter, we needed to keep him there, keep him alive, keep his gun in the game, so that we can suppress that V4. On the 1-2 line, however, we have the Malbreaker, the T95. There's 3 of them there. So we are caught in a bit of a pickle, but we do have the tank advantage. We've already destroyed 4 of their tanks. So the key right now is for us to draw out the fight for as long as we can, while our team tries to take care of the middle and the 8-9 line. There we go. That's the Lowy or the Lover, and we've given him enough worry that he will not come up at the top for the time being. Anyway, we can hold him back because there's the Scorpion with me, 255-As, a couple of bad chats here, and the bad chat AP at the rock. So that's what's holding them back at the moment. And that V4 has decided to come around this side, and the bad chap, thank goodness for his selfless play, he's decided to YOLO. He's taken a hit for it, but he managed to take out that V4, which was crucial. And now we are up 5-0, which means as long as we don't die, we're gonna clean up the rest of this game. Now the T55-A has 2600 DPM and 320 damage per shot. The reload time, you can bring it down to less than 7 seconds if you have all your equipment and your crew doing some work. The dispersion of this gun is quite good. It's 0.32 and 0.12 if it's moving, traversing, or a turret traverse. And that's actually pretty good. The top speed of this tank is 50 kilometers an hour going forward and 20 kilometers an hour in reverse. The power to weight ratio is about 15.47, and it turns at 52 degrees per second. So it has a little bit of mobility. It doesn't, I mean, it's not like quick and nippy like a light tank, but it is like a typical Soviet medium tank. So it's kind of a medium tank, and you kind of play it like medium heavy, because it has a bit of armor that is sloped and angled, and sometimes when you're lucky you can use it to bounce around your opponent's shells, and you know, when it's angled you've got sloped armor to help you. So that's really great. Now I don't have the speed to get around the back to farm the mouse on the 8-9 line. So what I'm going to do instead is, I still have a little bit of HP to spare. I can use it on the artillery, so I'm going to hunt the artillery down. Even if I can get some spotting or get some damage, that would be great. And there you go, there's the first RT. I take one shot at him, someone else finishes him off, and you know, that's good enough for me. I can do a little bit of spotting and do a little bit of damage, and that's the second RT, and I think I finish him off there. And there should be another tank which is too far away from me to reach him anyway. So is this tank worth your grind? It is definitely worth it compared to the 4 tanks that's available for your mission rewards. This is the first of the 3 that is actually usable and quite good. But is it worth it for you to grind for it? Not particularly. If you get it out of your you know, if you're not thinking about it and you get a reward, that's great. But if you're gonna slog for it, nah, it's not really worth your time. It's just another T54, another T44, another T43, another T34-85M. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.